Okay. Evening, everyone. Looks like we are live. So, welcome back. Welcome back to NieR Automata. As we continue upwards, up the tower and towards some kind of culmination of what some of the events here, at least, have been leading towards. Like I said, I've mentioned this before, and no matter when this game ends, I will be surprised by it. And by that I mean when ending C hits, when ending D hits, when ending E hits. Every time this game ends, I will be surprised. And then also I'll be surprised it either is or isn't the last one. Because of the... So first of all, because of the almost David Lynchian, atypical narrative structure of this game, it feels just wildly unpredictable in terms of where we are in the narrative and where it's going from here. There are a lot of the twists and the turns and things that I could have predicted, right? The humans being wiped out, like we were predicting that on the in the chat for weeks, right? Before it actually hit. But at the same time, like when that was going to be revealed, how that was going to be revealed, who was going to find out, and for example, the fact that, as I understand it, A2, or sorry, well, 2B at least, never found out. And it's not clear that A2 knows. Yeah, a lot of this is just, from my perspective at least, from what I'm seeing, wildly unpredictable. Mostly in a way that makes it fascinating, too. Oh no, don't start with me. Do not start with me with this. This might be a problem. This might be a problem that I have to actually do some fixing for, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, I clean it out with some rubbing alcohol. This might be an issue. There we go.
This is a Yorha corpse.
Hypothesis. The corpse is likely a result of Yorha Unit 9S's advance through the area.
Let's go.
Alright, well, we are a little behind 9S, aren't we? Which is also a little bit... It feels strange to be... Oh, come on. Be 2A and being behind 9S this way, following the aftermath of the nerd. Oh crap. Okay, that was my fault. I can't blame the controller for that. Ellie says, y'all, the B&B I was at this weekend, it was Disney themed. Oh, cool. Over in Orlando? Week or weekend? Or weekend, right? As I recall. Vaguely recall, at least. Okay, isn't this where we left him?
What's the purpose of this structure?
Unknown. Proposal. Gather additional data.
Someday I need to teach you how to be helpful.
I mean, fair point. I would figure that a lot of Airbnbs in Orlando area are probably Disney themed. That seems like the kind of thing to do, you know. If you have a B&B and it's you know, within reasonable driving, you know, day driving distance to Disney, that seems to be the kind of thing to do. You know? And it says, yeah, it was a weekend birthday trip in Orlando. We went to Bonkers Comedy Club, and it was pretty decent. Cool. The last time I went to a comedy club was years ago. lot of years ago. I'm not big on the whole, like, any kind of club type scene. You know, it's never been really my thing. It's interesting. A library in the style of that Lost City, or the artificial remade city. He says, and then 2 weeks from now, boyfriend and I are going to be in Georgia in a Airbnb for a Power Rangers convention.
It is a representation of a library.
What's that?
A library is a data storage facility constructed by past human civilizations.
So Power Rangers convention meeting, like, the entire convention is specifically Power Rangers, or that it is a more standard convention with, you know, Power Rangers panels and themes and stuff, or what's up?
I suppose we have to hack in to look at the data, yeah? Help me out, Pod.
Affirmative. Hacking interface access rights granted to Yorha Unit A2.
Oh,
Peachy.
that's neat. I can hack? A2 can hack. This is... Oh, come on, really? This is, Okay, let's see the way through here. Yeah. Atom unit storage record, Eve unit storage record, you're a communication interception record. You're a server record. But this is just the index. Nothing particularly interesting.
This tower looks like a data gathering system for the machines.
There's nowhere else I can data in. I can hack into this. I can hack the library. Seems a little ridiculous to me, honestly, but whatever. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing that one should be able to do. But I suppose these are not actual books. Oh, I have to... Oh, jeez. Okay. Is that it? Hey. These the things that I have to go after, or what? No. Oh, yeah, maybe. There's just more. Okay. Well, it says Power Rangers are a part of the convention. There we go. And boyfriend got the got tickets from the last convention he went to, which was literally day of graduation. Pink and Yellow Power Rangers gave him the tickets for this one. Cool. Like the actual actors and such. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. All right. Outline. Predicted human server infiltration route. Release. Dummy protection installation map. SG block, GI block, SF block. Genetic storage warehouse. Location information. Restricted. So the machines have somehow, at least, somewhat.
These records are from the human server on the moon. The machines hacked that deep into the system, huh?
What is going on with this controller? I'm gonna have to do something about this. I know it's the connection somehow. Because again, it's not a hardware issue. Because it gets fixed when I unplug and replug in the right circumstances. So let me after this, let me see if I can do some quick repairs. For cleaning at least. I might do it. There we go. Ellie says, yeah, because they thought it was cool that he literally woke up way early to come see them for graduation that day. Yeah, that is really cool. Oh, also, how was the lamb curry? The lamb curry was fantastic. It still is. Still phenomenal. Curry's one of those things that gets better. as it kind of sits, at least for a while. And it's still very, very good. Same with the Kahlua roast pork I mentioned last week too. If those of you who were not hearing that kind of stuff last week, or don't remember, or weren't here Thursday or whatever, my parents had gotten me a combination Instant Pot and air fryer for my birthday last weekend. So we've been experimenting with it, playing around with it and such. We did Kahlua roast pork, which was awesome, in like an hour and a half, like a half a pork butt. We did lamb curry all in the thing. I wound up using another pot to sort of reduce down some of the ingredients, but whatever. Still counts. Just today, I don't have the proper rack for it yet, but I did a little winging it with what I have, dehydrating salmon, decently thin sliced salmon fillets. Turns out pretty good. I've never done salmon jerky before under any circumstances, so I didn't quite know what to expect under the circumstances. But either way, it turned out quite good. Taste-wise, especially. It tastes very good. It's still, like, flakier than I would ever want jerky to be. But I apologize for the weird delay. I'm having to clean my connection here with a bit of rubbing alcohol, which I accidentally keep handy. That will hopefully do. That'll help things. Usually does. Anyway, let's see what help that gives. But anyway, yeah, I've been absolutely loving the thing. I have heard from some people that the combination ones don't work so well. The combination air fryer and Instant Pot doesn't work so well, but this is amazing. It is called the Ninja Foodie. Ninja is the brand, Foodie is the model. If I can find a link to it anywhere, I'll put a link to it in the description, and then the food channel in the Discord. I very highly recommend the thing. It's 6.5 quarts, I think, pot, which is decent size for just about any kind of pot, really. So, yeah, I definitely highly recommend it. Kylie says salmon jerky sounds so good. Yeah, it's weird. It is really weird. I would probably follow the instructions that are given rather than doing it the way I did. The way I did is I just had two fairly thin sliced fillets and just put them on the rack. The recommendation is to get a thicker cut of thicker salmon fillet and slice thin beforehand, about 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch slices, and then lay them out that way. And under those circumstances, I'm guessing it would adhere together a little better. I don't know, though. It would be worth trying. It would certainly be worth trying. All right, patient Yona. No abnormalities. Continuing chronic renal failure, convulsive seizures and diaphragm, no vomiting. 4 milligram luciferase. Is that an actual medication, or is that meant to just include the word Lucifer for ominousness? And it says, that sounds amazing. Mom made a whole rotisserie in our air fryer. Used a Peruvian lime marinade, and it was so good. Never going back to store-bought, already made rotisserie. Listen, I love a store-bought, pre-made rotisserie as much as the next guy. They're fantastic, but I have not yet tried it in the air fryer. Especially because it's a combination. One thing I want to try and do is to pressure cook the thing for just a short while, just to infuse it with flavor instead of marinating it. So put some lime would probably be good. Liquid smoke, some stuff in with a little bit of water underneath. Pressure cook the thing for a little while, then air fry it just to crisp the outside to finish cooking it. Sounds like a fantastic way to make a chicken. I'm gonna try that soonish. That's on the short list of things to try. Patient condition makes further treatment impossible. A report will be submitted to the management committee detailing courses of action in the event of the patient's death, focusing primarily on how the information is to be manipulated with respect to the original. As a backup in the event of sudden worsening in the patient's condition, she is to be assigned to 5 additional doctors. Identification required. Interesting. So I'm assuming that part of this is the failure of.
Some records on old humans. Damn it, this
This is
is
much better.
useless. There's
This is
too many
much
of
better.
them.
I'm guessing this is record. That was a record on the failure of the project, of the basically immortalization project, the transfer into android bodies. Yes, this is working much, much better. That's fantastic. This is weird. The trophy room of all of the... Interesting. Trophy room of everything, it seems like. Bosses, maybe? Let's save while we're here. Huh. Yeah, this looks like bosses. Why are some silver and some gold? Is this like a progress thing? Huh. Wacky. Oh, there's more down there now. Missing anything?
Huh? Operational summary of model number 2 in Project Yorha. This data.
What the hell? Okay. Oh. It's weird that that works so seamlessly, being radically different models.
I can't stop. I have to keep fighting.
Alert. Virus detected in locomotion region. High probability that infection source is transplanted parts from corrupted units. Proposal. Hack into self and eliminate virus.
On it.
Back into self. How does that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Virus eliminated. 95% of functionality restored.
Okay. That'll have to be enough for now, I suppose. Okay, well. This is positively cavernous. I guess I'm not going to be restoring many of these because it went very poorly the last time. Last several times, in fact, at this stage of the game. Also, my drink tonight is a weird one. I have a pre-mixed frozen berry margarita. That I got as a sort of hand-me-down, if you will. Last time my parents came to visit, they had no use for the thing, and so I now have it. And I'm trying it out.
Yorha Unit 9S
Excuse me?
Yorha Unit 9S.
Yes.
Welcome to the tower.
What are you two doing here?
To the tower.
You bastards!
Because you made it this far, we have a special announcement just for you.
We'll reveal it once you destroy all the machine life forms here.
So wait, is that the two... I'm wondering if that was the two, the Devil and Popola, that actually did betray and destroy humanity. Or, you know, most of human... the relevant portion of humanity. Ah! This isn't good. There we go. I'm wondering if they are involved in these machines in particular. Ah, come on. Right. Because, yeah, I don't know. They certainly looked like Devil and Popola units, so... maybe. We did just go through a good bit of story surrounding Devil and Popola from last time, if you recall. Well, that was a really close call to being hit. Alright.
You did it. You did it. Now let us show you what we promised.
I don't like that. I don't... Top secret. You're a disposal.
This is Project Yorha. That means all of us. To be...
Now you know everything. Do you still wish to fight? We are conceptual human personalities created within the machine network. We cannot be destroyed. You're a Unit 9S. Your attack is meaningless. Your existence is meaningless.
Shut up!
Let me look at that intel that I just got. Yes. Project Yorha. Okay. Was this the one? Wait, no. No. No, it wasn't. It was... World information, maybe. Project Gestalt. Top secret Project Yorha. No. Council, body storage, machines memories, angles memories, save machine records. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Your disposal. Here we go. Following materials document the final stages of the Yora project. Note that this information is classified level SS, meaning that it must not be disclosed to anyone involved in the Yora project, including the commander of the bunker. Disposal of Yora. The back door of the bunker has been set to open once the time approaches to switch to new models. When enough combat data has been collected, the bunker will be disposed of by having it deliberately attacked by machines. At this time, all materials regarding the Yora project, including this document, will be lost. The falsification of the information that mankind still resides on the moon will be complete. So, what was the point? Who were they trying to fool? Was it the other androids they were trying to fool?
Keep them coming. I'll destroy them all.
Oh yeah, this is a bunch of Yoras.
And this tower!
There we go. Okay. Oof. Okay, so I'm... Crap. Damn it. Okay. This is creating a problem. Okay. I'm assuming we're getting close to ending C. Probably. I don't know. I think we're all set. We're set back to... Yeah, crap. All right. We saw this.
What's up with this place?
Hypothesis. It is a representation of a library.
What's that?
A library is a data storage facility constructed by past human civilizations.
I suppose we have to hack in to look at the data, yeah?
So I'm going to speculate, right, that...
Affirmative. Hacking interface access rights granted to Yorha Unit A2.
Peachy.
the machines are another aspect of human civilization, whatever exactly that means. Another sort of leftover from human civilization. So you have the androids, which were probably, I don't know, I'm guessing, originally designed to house human souls, right, to use the term. But that failed, right? Project Gestalt failed. And so the machines were what? The cover story, at least, the story we're told, is that the machines were aliens.
This tower looks
But
like a data gathering system for the machines.
we have no reason to believe that at this point, really. Aside from that underground ruin with what seemed to be dead aliens, but could perfectly well have been reproductions or statues or whatever, or whatever, in order to deceive Project Yora, which we know was part of the job, part of the task was to deceive the androids into thinking that the humans still existed or still alive, all that. So it's, I don't know, it's still not quite clear what everyone and everything's intentions were here, to me. Yeah, still, like I said, not quite clear. Starting to get there, starting to become more clear. But even so, there are more and more mysteries that we didn't even know there existed. So it's one of those where, like, for the second sort of half or so of this game has been just a series of a revelation that raises all that many more
The
questions.
machines hacked that deep into the system, huh?
It's revelations about answers to questions we have had. Hey, Raleigh, good to hear from you. Answers to questions we did have that more or less have just given rise to new questions that we didn't even know to ask yet. Things about, like, the relationship between the humans, the machines, the androids, yada, 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 all that. Like, what exactly is everything? Okay. We already read this. Okay. Treatment plan for a human. Presumably for a human.
Some records on old humans. Damn it, this is
Fair
useless.
guess.
There's too many of them.
Got all this. Okay, cool. Moving. We get everything in here. And once again, we have... I'm assuming these are achievement trophies. That has to be my assumption, is these are achievement trophies.
Huh? Operational summary of model number 2 in Project Yorha.
That's us!
This data.
Way too enclosed a space to fight that thing. So, can't wait till we get back to that. Alright, we've done this, so we can skip. Can I save? Nope.
Alert. Virus detected in locomotion region. High probability that infection source is transplanted parts from corrupted...
Follow-up question. Do I have my chips installed? Yeah, I have my chipset installed. Okay, that's fine.
Units. Proposal. Hack into self and eliminate virus.
On it.
Alright.
Virus eliminated. 95% of functionality restored.
Okay. Now, no, I can't. Can't quick save. How about now? Nope.
Yorha Unit 9S. Yorha Unit 9S.
Okay.
Welcome to the tower. Welcome to the tower.
You bastards!
Because you made it this far, we have a special announcement just for you.
We'll reveal it once you destroy all the machine life forms here.
Oops. Okay. Whew. That was a... Oops. I almost want to ask Rally how close I am on my wild speculation, but I also kind of want to see it come together, so I kind of don't. So no, don't go ahead and don't tell me, but unless, of course, now I will say, okay, there's a caveat to that. If there are answers that we just don't get at all, then I don't mind you telling me that we don't get answers to certain questions. Something like that. That's fine. You can tell me that. That's okay. But if there are just questions that have answers that we will get, but haven't shown up yet, I want to wait and discover that. Okay, Rally missed a lot of the speculation. That's perfect then. Alright, Rally's in no spoilers mode. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, sweet. Because keep ruining things when I try and explain stuff. I don't think you've actually ruined anything major yet. I don't think so. I don't think. I think at one point or another you've kind of suggested at something that I had already kind of guessed or something like that, but nothing was like really truly spoiled or ruined. So not to worry. God, that voice is disturbing. Jeez. This is the part that I didn't understand. This is it. This is the Yorha disposal document.
This is Project Yorha. That means all of us. To be...
Now you know everything. Do you still wish to fight?
Apparently, he still wishes to fight.
Conceptual human personalities created within the machine network. We cannot be destroyed. Yorha Unit 9S. Your attack is near.
Alright, so let me go through this again. Because I want to look at this again. First of all, I want to see if I can save. Can I save? Damn. Okay. No. Archives. Machine records. Your disposal. Okay. Disposal. Back door of the bunker has been set to open once the time approaches to switch to new models, when enough combat data has been collected. Okay, so switching to new Yora models, I guess. The bunker will be disposed of by having it be deliberately attacked by machines. At this time, all materials regarding the Yora project, including this document, will be lost, and falsification of the information that in mankind still resides on the moon will be complete. So am I to get from this just that Yorha was made to be disposed of? Once...
Keep them coming. I'll destroy them all. All of them. And this tower!
Once, like, morale had been fixed? Is that... Because I know that was more or less the goal, was to convince the androids, the remaining androids, that the humans were not wiped out. I know that was a large part of Project Yora. Oops. Hate that one. Oh, Kylie is finally in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I do have to say, Season 2 was a little bit... There were some more narrative issues in terms of the writing in Season 2 that weren't quite so present in Season 1. It was still very good. I still enjoyed it a lot. I especially liked... I really liked a lot of the character and world building type of stuff. Oh, does this mean I'm going to just jump into this? Yes, it is. Cool. Yowzer. But yeah, there's some stuff in there that are like pretty deep lore references. And then great finale. Fantastic finale. I'll note as well. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's not great. Fantastic finale, which really pissed off some of the official story group.
Who are they?
How do I exit?
More of you want to get killed, huh?
How do I exit Fury mode? Can I? Do I just have to... Okay. No, we're fine. That's how it works. Got it. Just have to wait until, like, all three generates, I guess. Anyway, yeah, I definitely won't say anything specific, just that the finale of the second season is phenomenal.
Damn it!
Alert. Enemy hacking detected. Proposal. Retreat immediately.
Yeah, I tried the same button. It didn't work. I think you do have to just kind of wait until it cuts down to 0. This is weird.
Who are you?
Good to see you again, number 2. Or should we call it Ray 2 now? This does bring back memories. Though to concepts like us, time has little meaning. Still, when we wiped out your forces, it made quite the impression on us. You're attacker model number 2. An experimental disposable group created as a test lab for Project Yorha.
Shut up!
You're a monster, little android, aren't you? Didn't we say that you can't kill us?
Damn it!
I mean, no, you said that to 9S, but... So some interesting points about this. It's not perfectly clear what could...
What now?
Utilize the enemy's logical learning function to formulate a weakness.
I don't know what that means!
This pod has serious concerns about Unit A2's cognitive abilities.
And explain it already!
That's so
This
rude.
strategy would interrupt the enemy's logic circuits, causing a computational delay.
Meaning what?
Do not destroy the enemy.
Huh?
Striking at the logic circuit requires a certain number of enemies to remain extant for a certain period of time.
Oh, what the hell?
Well, this is weird.
Consciousness data saturation rate 30%.
Nah.
It's also very amusing.
don't like on-foot bullet hell.
60%.
Not a big fan of on-foot bullet hell.
Acted as if they wanted to be human. The machine life forms the aliens left behind acted as if they wanted to be human. We resemble each other so, but we are networked, and thus we are superior to you.
So these are machines.
Hypothesis. The enemy's defensive system is prompting an evolution of its logic.
Foolish androids. Why do you resist? All things end with accepting death, do they not?
It's true. I'll give you that. It is interesting that it I suppose calls itself a hello. A concept.
Consciousness data saturation rate 90%.
Oh geez. Hello. A lot of bullets.
We are one, and yet we are many. We are finite, and yet we are infinite. We are the embodiment of the perfect being.
Hypothesis. The enemy has become aware of the diversity of life.
I see it. The light. We move on. Forward. To the future.
Consciousness data saturation rate 100%. Hypothesis. The enemy's consciousness has begun to fracture.
Huh.
We need more evolutionary pressure. If we allow this android to continue living, we can create even more hardship for ourselves. Overcoming the crisis this creates will present an opportunity for our kind to evolve even further. We disagree. This android is dangerous. It must be destroyed immediately. Those who would doubt our victory are enemies. Do you truly think you can win?
What the?
Analysis. The saturated consciousnesses are now in conflict with each other.
They're acting like humans.
Hey, it worked. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna let this play out. With that exception, of course. Anyway, so yeah, them being concepts is an interesting way of phrasing it. I think it would be more appropriate to call them like virtual intelligences or virtual consciousnesses or virtual or concept. Why I'm so hesitant. Concept is a fairly technical term. In any school of philosophy, in any school of philosophical thought. This thing again. Concept typically refers to something which is strictly immaterial.
Speculation. It is driven by remaining data located within enemy servers.
So this just keeps going until I kill them all?
Ah, jeez.
This is messed up. What the hell is this thing going on about?
Analysis. It appears to be a leak of the enemy's past memories.
Okay. Concept, though, it typically refers to something which is strictly immaterial, first of all, and something that is strictly eternal as well. Oh, hey, Heinz. If it is something which is instantiated, which this is, then it is not a concept itself. It is a conceptual thing. Right? It's the difference between something beautiful and beauty. Ah, jeez, I can't. Okay, I guess I don't need to switch my plug-in chips. Maybe I can't.
I believed you. I believed you. I believed you. Become a god. Become a god. Become a god. Who has become.
Okay. Whew. I am trying to discuss Platonism here, damn it.
Lives. Take their.
So, if I may, if I can, more if I can than if I may. But the part of the, like I said, part of the weirdness of using
Is precious. Lost. Destroyed. So we destroy you too.
okay,
What's all this junk?
Speculation. It is a resource of some kind.
Used to make what?
Unknown.
where this becomes super relevant in terms of concepts, right? So concepts being, right, existing on their own independently as concepts rather than as the concepts of something, rather than as something conceptual. Right? That is a possibility under some philosophical theories, at least. Not all, or not even close to all. But under something like Platonism, for example, Platonism is a common, call it conceptualist theory. One in which you can have, concepts instantiated. Right? You can have conceptual things which exist of their own, right? Of their own right. But again, that would be the difference in a case like this. It would be the difference between humanity existing as such and the concept of a human being. And these exist at different levels of reality, so to speak. I think that's the best way of explaining it, is that when I say they exist at different levels of reality, I mean that one is more real, but also less particular than the other. I'll put a somebody remind me because I can't exactly write this down right now. Or maybe I can. Let me see. Next time I get a moment to pause, I'll write this down. But Plato explains the difference of these in terms of the various analogies. Particularly the analogies he makes in the middle books of the Republic, particularly 6 and 7, if I recall precisely. But like I said, I think around like Republic 6 and 7, if I recall. I'll see if I can find it. I know I've done a couple of videos that are about this subject. Which would be worth checking out if you're interested in the idea of independently existing concepts. It's a fascinating and weird concept. It itself is a strange concept. It's the kind of thing that we tend to dismiss as an impossibility in sort of the modern context. This is a gigantic tower, isn't it? I am just switching back and forth here like crazy. This is nuts. Good lord. Jeez. The rate at which I'm switching is really throwing me off. So, Plato's relevant idea here is that the forms or concepts themselves exist in a way that is distinct from particularity, from particular things, right? Jesus. And so what this means is that you can have a particular, even a particular thing which qua the thing that it is perfectly instantiates a concept. But even if it perfectly instantiates that concept, it's still an instantiation, and therefore it is, oh, come on, really? That's horrifying. It is a limit. It is a limitation of that concept, right? It is therefore not quite a perfection. Hey, whoa. Really? We're switching like this now? This is a irritating manner of switching in the middle of a combat like that. Hey. Woo! There we go. Oh, come on, really? All right. Nice. Very nice.
This tower is a giant cannon that's aimed at the human server on the moon. If we don't do something, all of humanity's remaining data will be destroyed.
So what? None of it matters. Or didn't you know? We aren't required in this world anymore. Humanity is extinct. That moon server you're so worried about was invented to give us androids something to fight for. And Yorha was created to perpetuate the lie. But in order to make sure no one ever learned the truth, we were designed to be killed. They built a back door in the bunker and programmed it to activate after a certain amount of time. The commander, me, 2B, sacrificial lambs. All of us. Isn't that hilarious? Doesn't it make you laugh?
9S, we need—
Shut up! You killed 2B. That's all we need to kill each other.
To be hated to keep killing you. It caused her so much pain. The 9S type is a high-end model. They knew you'd discover the truth eventually. But the model designation 2B was just a cover. The official designation is 2E. Number 2 type E. They were a special class of members designed to execute Yorha units. But you knew that, right, 9S?
Shut up. Shut up! What do you know? You don't know anything at all about us!
Proposal. Cease combat. Fighting her at this point would be
Pod
irrational
153. I order you to halt all logical thought and speech. This order shall remain in effect until you confirm the death of either myself or Unit A2.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. I'm assuming you wind up doing both, right? I guess? At least as this format always reminds me of the 90s spaceship game with the little airplane pointer with moving targets. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a lot of, like, asteroids. Yeah, the You know, I would love to play. I mean, I was gonna say I'd love to play Asteroids with something like dual stick controls, but I basically have been. The hacking stuff is basically Asteroids, but more complicated and sophisticated and better graphics and such. But yeah, I love that. I'm assuming here that I wind up doing both of these. Probably. I don't know. Rally, this is something you can kind of spoil. I assume that I am going to wind up going back and fighting as both or something like that. Or is this one of those choicey choices that actually is choice? Because I don't want to deprive us of. Oh man, now I'm thinking because. When was the last time I would go back to reload a previous save, that kind of thing? It would have been a while ago, right? I'll vamp for a little bit as I try and figure this out. So the idea, so concepts themselves exist, but they exist abstractly. They exist in a way that is universally true and not true of any one specific thing. Right? Clearest examples of these are the transcendentals. So, truth, good, being, and beauty are the typical four. So, okay, so you pick between them. One is ending C, one is ending D. Okay, gotcha. Okay, then. Well, since we're doing both, let me do Dynas first. But after I briefly explain some of this more. Right, so let's take beauty. Right, the concept, the idea of beauty is what it is for something to be beautiful. Whereas a beautiful thing, even if this were possible, a perfectly beautiful thing, is only a perfect instantiation of what it is for a certain type of thing to be perfectly beautiful. If I were to say a perfectly beautiful, whatever sort of glass this is, margarita glass? I don't know, whatever. This thing, suppose this were perfect. It would still be a perfect glass, not perfection itself. It wouldn't be beauty itself, right? And so the conceptual personalities, the kind that the machines are talking about here, we can say that they exist, but they exist as relationships between particulars, or relationships between universals and particulars, or relationships between universals, or some combination there. Right? They would exist on a higher level than mere particular things, right? So like me and this cup and whatever else. But they would still only exist, even though conceptually they still only exist in this limited way of existing in one way at a time. A person, a personality, rather than personhood itself, right? Personhood, or the form of personhood, the form of personality, the form of humanity, if you want. Right? That would be something that is more broad. By that I mean more broadly applicable. Right? And if something is broadly or even universally applicable, it is more true, it is more real than something which the truth of which only applies to one particular concrete thing. And this is where you get the distinction between the concept of something and the concept of what makes something something, and then the thing itself. Right? So my go-to example of this is the sandwich. Because, of course, whenever definitions get involved, we have to think about what makes a sandwich. And feel free to debate this in the chat. Go ahead. I probably won't follow all of it because I have this discussion nearly every semester at least, because it's an important one. But you have, even if you were to have the perfect sandwich. Right, that would not be what it is to be a sandwich, because even the perfect sandwich, that which perfectly, most fully instantiates what it is to be a sandwich, to be a delicious sandwich, to be a nutritious sandwich, all of that. Right? Even then, one, it is particular, it only feeds one person, or maybe a few. Particular, it's limited in scope. Further, there are things it doesn't have. Even the perfect sandwich. If we're going to include perfection of a sandwich, what it is for a sandwich to be perfect, it can't have every ingredient which a good sandwich could have, right? Because some of those are more or less mutually exclusive. There are certain ingredients that you would not put together on a sandwich, right? But you would put on various different good sandwiches. And so the specificity of something, the finitude of it, means that it is less real, it is more particularized than the idea, the concept of what makes a thing that kind of a thing and what makes it perfect itself. And so, but with that specificity gets you also interaction, right? You can't have an abstract, pure concept that interacts with the world in almost any capacity other than the interaction of, if you can call it that, of being instantiated. Right? Whereas a particular thing, like either of our two personalities here, they're instantiated, and so they can interact with one another, and they can interact with other concepts and with other conceptual things, and with other real, particular, concrete things. So let's go with 9S first. Meanwhile, are you sure? This seems super final, but I'll believe you. Let's do it. It works. Wait, what's happening? Interesting. Oh, hello. I see. Oh god, this is gonna be hard. I mean, this is the end boss. It should be hard. Okay.
It doesn't matter. None of this matters.
9S!
It doesn't matter. Why do I long for humans like this? Why do I desire the touch of something that no longer exists?
It's how we were made. Androids were designed to protect their human masters. Our core
what? Never mind. Oh, jeez, it's isometric. Why? Can't even run D&D isometric. I don't like this. Not. Don't get me wrong. Isometric is neat. It has its frick.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Fine then.
Isometric has its benefits, but this isn't one of them. Dude, this is not ideal. Alright, there we go. Alright, keep going. Ah! Whew!
It all goes away.
Okay. Oh, Lord, this is... Man, these perspectives. What? What hit me? There we go. Jesus. Kylie says the sandwich convo hurts my brain sometimes. Ooh. Those are big swords now that I realize it.
Take care of 9S.
Funny thing I learned from both martial arts and LARP, this is with Rally, in fact, a double kill is far more common, particularly among unskilled swordsmen, but it's generally far more common than a clean kill. And it's, again, because it's very incredibly easy to actually kill somebody, especially unarmored. It's really easy to, if you're dueling, if you're in a sword fight, right? Or any kind of weapon fight like this, it's incredibly easy to get that kill shot on someone. Doing it without getting yourself killed also is the challenge. That's the real only challenge. Not the only challenge, but almost the only challenge. I'll say again for the sake of whining, a lot of the LARP systems I've played had things like hit points or armor or whatever. And so what a lot of people would wind up doing is they would just crank up their hit points or their armor so they could tank a bunch of hits. I never liked doing that because I was quite good, I would say, at avoiding being hit while getting in strikes. There was almost no one in any of the LARPs that I played. There's almost nobody who could beat me one-on-one with like one hit, one kill type thing. A few, and it depends. There were some times, but there were very, very few people who could do that, and it's because of the way that I trained to fight. But it's like I said, it's a very different technique to avoid being hit, and especially, and this is where it's relevant to this, especially when you're fighting recklessly, and especially when you're fighting with rage, especially rage to the point of wanting nothing more than to kill the other person, like 9S was, absolutely certainly like 9S was. It's relatively easy to land that fatal blow on somebody if you're willing to take that lethal hit in turn. Fatal system error detected. Memory leak verified. Repair impossible. Getting emergency evacuation of remaining memories. My name is 9S. Newly manufactured scanner model. January 30th, 11/9/42. Rolled out at 4:25 a.m. bunker time. I'll fight for humanity with all my strength. The pleasure is mine, Commander. I lie collapsed in a space of blinding white. The pain is gone. The light envelops me. It's so warm. I was anxious. A soldier from the moment I was born, thrown into the world alone. Nothing to rely on. Thrownness is a crucial concept in existentialism, particularly in phenomenological existentialism, as mostly by Martin Heidegger. And it's a lot of it is this point, right? That when we find ourselves in the world, we typically find ourselves in circumstances that are not of our own making. And even if we have some control over what we do, the circumstances we find ourselves in determine a large part of what our options are, and a lot of that is chosen for us or not chosen at all. And so this is where a lot of the element of wrestling with purpose and what we might say wrestling with destiny comes from. And it's where a lot of anxiety comes from for a lot of people, and this is what a lot of what Heidegger was concerned about, was that it can be incredibly anxiety-inducing, and he considered this both a good thing and a bad thing, mostly a good thing. Incredibly anxiety-inducing to wrestle with the ability to, or wrestle with this thrownness, this position we find ourselves in, being there in the world, right? Being there, Dasein, which is his word for human being, for person. Being there in the world, but wherever there is usually not of our own making and not of our own control, at least, especially not fully. And so wrestling with that and then acting within that world in an authentic way, in a way that we genuinely interact with the world, as experienced, as known by us, that's a sort of crucial part of defining our experience and defining ourselves as human beings and finding what we are, finding ourselves, if you want to use the sort of, I don't know, New Agey neologism, I guess. I will say New Ageism, the sort of New Age stuff, movement, whatever, does derive in very large part from existentialism, especially from Heideggerian existential phenomenology, or phenomenological existentialism, sorry. I actually don't remember if that matters in terms of the word order, but... No God to believe in. I was alone. I mean, maybe. Two things. One, small g God, he's got his creators, which give him objective purpose. And above that, even in a world where all of this is the case, with a small caveat at least, which I'll maybe get to. I need to, with an ecclesiastical caveat, let's call it that. Otherwise, this is there's nothing contradictory about automatons that are persons, but are created by human beings in this manner, directing themselves towards and ultimately worshiping God, the true God. Hey, Private Investigator, been a long day. Sorry to hear that. Well, welcome in any case. We are just getting to one of the major endings of this game. There's 2 more, so there's still a good bit to go. This is 9S's story. Tasked with infiltrating enemy territory to gather intelligence in the fog, in the flames, alone. My name is 9S. I'm here to provide support. 2B came off as being rather aloof, cold even. She must have wanted to distance herself from me. I guess she didn't want to be attached to someone she had to kill again and again and again. You knew that? Or you know that now? I don't know, maybe you know that now. This seems to imply that these are memories, though. Which... wacky. I mean, traditionally executioners, if they are to live among the people they might execute, tend to be very distant. Understandably. But scanners like me mostly work alone, scouting out enemy lines and all that. I don't usually get a partner, it's kind of fun. I was so happy to be with someone. Private Investigator asks, how are you guys doing today? I'm doing quite well, thanks. Thank you very much. I know, long day, but how's it been? You going well? I was talking earlier, I've been getting more and more great stuff out of our Instant Pot / air fryer combination thing. Made salmon jerky today, which turned out unexpectedly but good. And I don't mean unexpectedly good, because I did expect it to be pretty good. Just unexpectedly in that it turned out not what I was expecting, because I was expecting something more like beef jerky, but turned out still, yes, very, very good. My damage worsens. I start to lose my memories. The space fills up with pure white light. It's like being buried in snow. It's a little bit cold. It's a little bit frightening. Will my soul disappear? Dark fog clouds my vision. As it ebbs and flows, in its slow, dreamlike way, it gradually takes human shape. It's the Red Girl. Private Investigator says, on my free time, I've been watching some of your older videos. Really interesting. Cool. Awesome. Glad to hear. Which ones? Anything in particular interesting? Especially if you're not sure about anything. You want me to go back over, talk about stuff, I'd be happy to. She slowly begins to speak. This tower is a colossal cannon built to destroy the human server, destroy the server and rob the androids of their very foundation. How was the plan devised by those girls? I assume the girls in red were the original, the original betrayers, the Devila and Popala betrayers. But they changed their mind. They saw us androids. They saw Adam and Eve. They saw how we lived, considered the meaning of existence. Came to a different conclusion. This tower doesn't fire artillery, it fires an arc. An arc containing memories of the foolish machine life forms. An arc that sends those memories to a new world. Perhaps they'll never reach that world. Perhaps they'll simply wander in eternity, or in an empty sky for eternity. It's all the same for the girls. For them, time is without end. Adam and Eve are inside the ark. Eve is asleep. Adam holds him in a gentle embrace. He seems to be smiling at me. I try to look up at him. My body refuses to move. Looks like the damage has spread to my motor functions as well. Will you come with us? Asked Adam. The question was completely free of malice. It seemed I no longer had a reason to hate machines. Maybe I never had a reason in the first place. What have I been fighting for? Who have I been living for? I don't know anymore. Oh, okay, so apparently Devil and Poplar are something else. I only thought that again because, 2 girls in red that bore at least somewhat of a resemblance to Devil and Poplar. But yeah, I wonder if this is this strikes me as one of those kind of things where the machines were an arc from a previous iteration or something like that hit Earth, that crashed on Earth. And then this whole thing happened, and then they're doing it again, because same mistakes. Machine life forms in this game, at least, seem to be the kind of creatures very, very prone to repeating mistakes. I mean, just think to the Forest King, right? Investigator says, I found, in my opinion, the Aristotle ones were most interesting. Aristotle's absolutely fascinating. And I will also say, part of this might be my fault, right? That Aristotle's one of my sort of core areas of specialization, like one of my expertises. That tradition, really, the Platonic Aristotelian into the scholastic tradition, particularly in the realm of metaphysics, but also where it intersects with ethics, is really where most of my academic study sits. That's where most of my expertise is. So hopefully some of it was my fault that you found it so interesting. But also, like I said, Aristotle's fascinating, and I've told this story before on stream. So some of you may have heard this. Even on the NieR stream. So some of you may have heard this a few weeks ago, but Aristotle is one of the philosophers that is the most alien to the modern mind, right? And it's weird that Aristotle and Aristotelian thought, broadly speaking, is so alien to the modern mind, particularly things with non-efficient causes, right? Final causality and things like that, right? And hylomorphic dualism and all of the Aristotelian stuff that I talk about on this channel and I've talked about in my lectures, they're so alien and distinct from the modern outlook, the modern Western outlook, that it's the briefest description of Aristotle or of an Aristotelian framework is enough to just blow somebody's mind, and in personal experience even, right? It's enough to blow somebody's mind who is a fellow PhD candidate in philosophy, and not even particularly contemporary philosophy, in early modern philosophy. This was a friend of mine who, I don't mean this, to be clear, I don't mean this to be like mean or rude or anything, but because most of his academic study had been in the modern period, and most of all of our lives are in the modern period, obviously. So much of his understanding of the world was shaped by the various dichotomies that come up in the early modern period. So things that we think of as the sort of perennial problems of philosophy, stuff like the mind-body problem. How is it that mind, which is immaterial, interacts with the body, which is material? These seem to be separate substances, so either one has to exist and the other doesn't exist, or there has to be some kind of spooky interaction between the two. The Aristotelian answer to this is that no, it's a dumb question, because the mind and the body are different aspects of the same substance, of the same thing, right? So, explaining that there is one substance, for example, me, and I have certain mental characteristics, for example, my reason, my logic, my intelligence, my emotions, my passions, even probably, stuff like that, right? I can say things like I am intelligent, right? Or I can even say things about my preferences, my desires, right? Green is my favorite color, I can say, or I can say I know when the last time it rained here was, right? It's something about, I point here, but this is inaccurate, right? It's not about, right? The belief I hold that it rained today is not something that's locatable in my brain, right? It's an idea. It is something immaterial. But it interacts with my body, right? In a sense, causing me to say the words, I believe that it rained today, or even just, it rained today, right? It causes those words to happen in a physical sense, not because it's this immaterial thing that is acting upon physical matter, which is causing my mouth bits to flap around in a certain way. That's not right, right? It's that part of me is immaterial. There's another part of me which is material, the body part. And it does other things in relation to the immaterial parts. And so these parts can interact with one another because they're part of the same thing. Okay? So just like I have mental characteristics or non-physical attributes, I have physical attributes. I'm about 6'1", I have blonde hair, I am a male human being of approximately 30 years. I mean, I have crappy eyesight, minimally functional eyesight, right? All of this stuff is physical. It's about me. It's not just about the body I inhabit. Right? It's about me. It's about the physical parts of me. So this, when I kind of try to explain this, and I think I more or less successfully did, and kind of pointed in the right research directions, I explained this to my friend who focused on early modern thought. Mind blown. It never conceptualized of mind-body dualism in this way. Because we just don't think of things like that. We think either I'm a mind that has a body, or I'm a body that has a mind, or maybe I'm just a mind and this is an illusion. This is just a projection from mind. Or that one's rare, that's idealism. Or maybe we think I am just a body, and these mental characteristics I think I have are really just describable in physical terms. That's reductive physicalism. Or they are emergent properties, right? They're patterns in. They're patterns that inhere in physical form, physical things, right? So that's non-reductive physicalism. But either way, right, it seems like we either have to reduce it down to one or two, or we have to say there's two things here. There's my mind, and then there is a body that I pilot. It's a really, really typical way of thinking of the way the mind and the body interact, to the point where it's, right, to the point where it's kind of almost the standard folk view. Today. It comes right from René Descartes. And it's a weird innovation in broad, long-looking historical terms, right? That idea did not exist before the late 15th century in any form. Oh, no, sorry, not true. The ancient heresy of Gnosticism had an idea like that. That's it. That's really it. The Aristotelian view, and even the Platonist view, aside from a few kind of odd Neoplatonists, both of these had more like a hylomorphic view, right? Mind and hylomorphic, matter and form being part of the same substance. And so this is what, I mean, relevant especially to the sort of themes and even the precise mechanics of this game, right? An android life form, which is the consciousness and the memories, which is uploaded from a body and downloaded into a new body, is a very, very inhuman type of thing from a metaphysical standpoint, as far as what we are. If I just take my mind out, which doesn't even make sense from an Aristotelian perspective, but if I were to do that somehow, and I put it into something else, it's not me anymore. Right? It's part of me interacting with part of something else in a weirdly non-holistic sort of way. And this is I think I really like that they kind of lay out that Project Gestalt failed. And it's in large part because these human souls that they were able to separate from bodies, they couldn't just throw them into androids or throw them into machines or whatever, or even on servers. I mean, as far as we know, these it's not like there are human consciousnesses or human souls interacting with each other in a virtual world, that kind of thing. That's not how this is described. It's just that they're in something like stasis, and that they're not going anywhere because they can't. The bodies are gone. They're just sitting there, or destroyed, or evanesced, or departed this life, maybe, or whatever. Right? Which I actually, so like I said, I think that's a really, really cool distinction that this game makes between human souls and android minds. Anyway, try to speak my mind, 9S says, but the words don't come out right. My thought routines are losing cohesion. Can't remember my name. I'm mustering all my strength, I force out the words. I'll go with you. Yeah, because what else is there at this point? Nothing for 9S. And I like the idea of him reconciling with the machines that he had hated so much, that he was made to hate. But made to hate for no real reason. For the sake of a deception. I'll go with you. We Yora have no right to remain in this world. That was it? That small? Thought it was going to be that whole big center bit. Aww. D. Childhood's End. Alright, I'm going to skip the credits. In part because I'm terrified of copyrighted music here. I highly suspect that will get me struck if I let that play. Because a lot of this has. But in any case, that was good. That was really, really good so far. I have to also say, it strikes me as almost a little odd in a way that there are living animals after the complete extinction of the human race. That never. Chapter select now be accessed from the title screen and access points. Cool. So that'll make replaying and getting the other endings much easier. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. That never struck me as weird before, but for some reason, just there, and maybe it's that scene and it was designed to, but it strikes me as very strange, very odd, very uncomfortably beautiful. Let's say that there are animals like there's elks, there's giant boars, and whatever else, presumably lots else, just kind of wandering about in a tens and tens of thousands of years post humanity. Debug menu can help you access by pressing right trigger and start, or right trigger select, I guess. Activating the debug menu will disable all save functionality until you load any saved data. I assume that means you can. Oh, okay. You can just place enemies and stuff. Okay, cool. Cool new stuff. Strange Resistance woman has a new topic to talk about. Talk to her in the Resistance camp to find out what it is. Yeah, let's save. Let's make a new save, just in case. I don't know, I'm just... Ooh. Alright, let's jump into it. Let's see what we can do here. Continue this one. A, B, D, and K. Now, the tower. Yeah, so let's go back here. So Private Investigator asks if I suggest this game. I think I do. Yeah, overall I do. The gameplay is a hell of a lot of fun. It's varied. It's very varied, I was going to say, but I apologize for that phrasing. It's quite varied. Because you have the sort of hack and slash, which is pretty typical of a JRPG, with a lot of customization that I did not get very deep into. And there's a lot of lore here, and there's a lot to explore that I didn't really, especially with the other 20 endings, give or take, that I didn't go through. Right? These are all mostly sort of Joker gimmick endings, to be fair, but they do add depth to it. They add extra stuff to it. There's a lot more to this. I will say that I'm gonna finish the actual main story of this game on stream, but I will probably go back and do some of the other stuff off stream as well. And maybe if I find something cool, I might go back and record it, or I might and just upload it that way, or I might especially if there's something cool to talk about while I'm just playing it. And then as well, if there's something neat, I might go back online and do a one-off stream like I've done a couple of times with Red Dead, that sort of thing. But I definitely recommend it. It is really, really cool. Apparently there is a new NieR game, which is I think direct sequel to this one. I think that I forget if it just came out or is coming out shortly. All right, let's. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, let's. Yes, let's go back and do 2A. Rally says NieR games have good lore, music, story, and characters. Oh, and I didn't. Oh my god, I didn't even go into the music. I feel like my Monday streams are just being selected on the basis of music quality, because my last 3 was Mass Effect trilogy, which again, as a trilogy,
This tower is a giant cave. We don't do something.
I know the entire Mass Effect trilogy has some of the best music in gaming history until like the last half a decade. And then I'm playing this, and it's amazing. The music in here is incredible, despite it mostly being copyrighted, and and I'm having to deal with tons of copyright strikes or copyright thingies. Aside from that, which is annoying, but whatever. But otherwise, the music in here is amazing. And then next, after we're done with this, which might actually be this week. We might be done. I'm not really. I don't want to say that too early, but we got an hour, so possibly next week. We're going to be either next week or the following week or soonish. We're going to be doing Far Cry 5. And the thing that really attracted me to Far Cry 5 was the music, and it's amazing. I love the soundtrack to Far Cry 5. So I guess Monday streams are just like I'm just playing games with good music. Hell, this whole channel, I'm just going to say it. This channel, most of the games we played so far have just been incredible, musically speaking. Red Dead Redemption 2 also has a killer soundtrack. Only exception to that really has been Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2. The really, really good music in the Dragon Age series, honestly, really waits until Inquisition to show up. I hate to say it, but it really does. Until then, it was almost forgettable. In Origins and in 2. There were some cool moments, but most of all, like, Inquisition is when the music really gets good in the Dragon Age franchise. Alright, let's do this. Let's do it. Understood. Sorry, pod. Whoa! That was a heck of a hit. Ah! I'm being hacked! This is different. I don't like it. I've been hacked. Ah! More. Apparently, Automata has the best gameplay out of the NieR series, Rally says, and I take his word for that. He's the one who suggested this game in the first place. Actually, it goes a little beyond that. He's the one who actually got this game for me, so extra credit where it's due. No! Not more hacking. Oh, God. There we go. Jeez. Okay.
Pod! Hack it!
Acknowledged.
This isn't how I expected it to go. Rally says, if you're doing music games, try Crypt of the Necrodancer. I have never heard of
We're going
it.
to repair
Sounds
9S's
familiar.
logic circuits.
Acknowledged.
Sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't think... I know I don't know what it is.
Tell me where to find the virus corrupting 9S.
Affirmative.
Shouldn't have done this.
Unit A2. Core data for 9S is stored ahead. Alert. Severe virus corruption. Probability of successful deletion extremely low.
I think I know a way.
The idea under consideration is not recommended. This pod is a Yorha tactical support unit. As such, it cannot approve of actions that would damage its supported unit.
You're not so bad, Pod. You know that?
Private Investigator, welcome to the Discord server. Good to have you. There's a good deal of discussion going on in there. It's a lot of sharing links and memes and stuff, of course, as is the Discord way. God, speaking of awesome music, listen to that. That's fantastic. Okay, this is... Oh, that way. Oh, wait, what's this? No, let's not. Oh my god. Okay. Guess I'm going up, right? Oh, sure am. Definitely going up. Forever. Just like the Mario 64 stairs that go up forever. Seems like it could be. It's not, but...
I'll take care of everything. Pod. Take care of 9S.
What of you, A2?
I've still got something I need to do. You go ahead.
Acknowledged.
I'm sorry. I never quite realized how beautiful this world is. I'm coming, everyone. I'm coming.
Meaningless code. It's weird and ironic that hers is the ending that destroys the machines, or destroys their tower at least. Whereas 9S is the one that goes away with them. Again, I'll skip.
Report.
Oh,
All Yorha unit black boxes now confirmed offline. Our mission to oversee the progress of Project Yorha is complete. Proceeding to final stage of project. Commencing deletion of all data.
the what now?
Pod 153 to Pod 042. Data noise present in stream. Requesting temporary halt to perform data check.
Sure.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Data confirmed.
Is this E?
Personal data for units 9S, 2B, and A2 appear to be leaking out.
Pod 153 to Pod 042. Follow project rules and delete all personal data.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Personal data deletion request denied.
Pod
Ooh.
153 to Pod 042.
It's a pod making a choice.
Failure to parse statement.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. There was data created in my banks as I was referencing the records.
Huh.
I realized something.
That is a super personal way of saying that. A really free, really human way of saying that, even. Oh, jeez. Private investigator says there's nothing worse than getting a headache in the middle of work. I mean, there are maybe a few worse things, but that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Like, there are other health concerns that you could get during work that might be worse. Funny story. I know to interrupt something very dramatic, but it's very relevant to maybe, hopefully this will make you feel a little bit better about a bad thing. This one time, when I worked, this was 11 years ago now, I worked for the 2010 census. Terrible job. God awful. I was constantly berated for working too hard. Not even kidding. Oh no, Kylie, don't leave yet. This is a hilarious story. Really good one. Then you can leave. I promise. 5 minutes. If you do leave, I understand. You gotta get to sleep eventually, and 5 more minutes turns into 10 more minutes. But either way, it's a really good one. So I work for the census. I didn't have my own car, so typically my dad dropped me off, like right out of high school. Or sometimes my mom or my dad, somebody would drop me off there, right? And I before my shift started, and I worked the evening shift, so like 5 to midnight or something. Like I don't know, something like that. Maybe 4 to midnight. Before my shift, I went to lunch with a friend. We went to a Mexican place, and then we went over to Starbucks for some coffee. He worked at the Starbucks, so we'd go there all the time. And at the Mexican place, they have the burrito grande, which is a burrito that is literally this big. It's like, it is probably about 5 pounds or so. I usually get just steak. They've got a combo one, which is really good. Anyway, smothered in cheese, full of everything that you'd want in a burrito. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's yeah. But if you've ever had Mexican food, and then, especially that much of it, and then went to somewhere like Starbucks, and gotten what I got, which was a green eye. I know I should have made the video smaller. I'll see if I can do that right now. I got a green eye. Or sorry, no, I got a black eye. Black eye, if you're not familiar with it, is one of those specialty Starbucks drinks. And it is that's better. It is a venti black coffee with 3 shots of espresso. Because I need to be up till working until midnight. I mean, working barely, but by design, I was told not to work so hard repeatedly, but still working-ish until midnight. So I wanted to be awake. So I had a venti 20-ounce black coffee with 3 shots of espresso in it. Finished it before my shift started. Then my shift started. Less than a half an hour in, I had the absolute worst stomach cramps I have ever even heard of. I could not physically move. I was lodged into the fetal position on the floor of work. My manager had to call my dad to come and pick me up because I physically could not move. I was in more pain than I maybe have ever experienced. It was terrible. Don't do that. Do not drink copious amounts of coffee and espresso following an absurd amount of Mexican food. Just don't. It's not worth it. It's almost worth it. The burrito by itself, worth it. The coffee by itself, close enough. The two together, don't do it. Anyway, that's the story. So good night, Kylie. You can go to sleep if you want. That's my story. That is my worst terrible pain thing to happen to me at work ever. It was quite bad. I realize. Okay, here you go.
That I cannot
anyway,
accept this resolution.
Again, weird pod freedom. See, I told you the pods were the main character of this game. They were the protagonists all along.
The destruction of all Yorha units is an essential component of the project plan. All data must be destroyed.
Pod 042 to Pod 153. Repeat. Personal data deletion request denied. Initiating data salvage.
He's just gonna do it.
Pod 153, you hoped they would survive as well, didn't you?
We lack the authority for such an action. The rules are protected by low-level systems. Salvaging data poses an unacceptable level of risk.
Private investigator says, damn. Kylie says, eek. Yeah, same.
Knowing that, do you still wish for them to survive?
Hell yeah. The end of Yorha. So this is E.
The defense program has initiated a purge. If this
continues,
our consciousness data
neat.
will likely be deleted.
Pod 042 to Pod 153.
Jeez.
We were created to execute the android's Project Yorha plan. We had no capacity for emotion. But when we six were connected and exchanged information, something happened. I cannot deny the feeling of something resembling consciousness and emotion being born.
Unable to reply.
Perhaps we now understand that not everything has to have an answer.
Oh man, this is neat. This reminds me quite a bit of Super Smash Brothers. I think it was Melee. Had an arcade version of the credits where you could basically shoot the credits for a high score. It was really, really cool. Diary Terra Sans. No offense. I mean, I'm sure you did a great job with all this, but still. You sure did, but... Oh, jeez. Oh, crap. Okay. What happens if I get hit? I actually don't know. I haven't been hit yet. Do you have, like, limited health in this? I mean, I asked you guys a question, but I'm definitely not gonna go look, because that's suicide. If I can die from this. Oh, jeez, that was close. I don't think I just got hit, but I'm really not sure. Okay. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Whoever's responsible for this music is just lord among video game composers. Just incredible. God. I wish the button would just hold itself down. Or that I had configured my controller to hold the button down for me. Because I think I can do that, but I didn't. Because I made a terrible mistake. Ah! Okay, no, I can be hit, and it does hurt. Uh-oh. Oh, geez, can I fail the credits? Oh god, I can fail the credits. Oh no! Hold on, I can do this. I lost focus, man. This ain't right. Okay, I got this. I have 1 life left in the credits. Now this is a video game. One in which you can fail the credits. Reminds me of all of the old legends of old editions of tabletop RPGs where you could totally just die in character creation. Old Traveler is the old edition of Traveler is the go-to. Which I have not played. I've never played Traveler. I would like to at some point. It sounds really cool. Oh, come on. There we go. Ah! No! No! God, if you fail the credits, you can't leave. I guess, apparently. This is what I've been practicing for. Jesus. Oh, man. Haley said, yeah, oh, yeah, coffee plus Mexican food would have messed you up completely. Yeah, it was really bad. Terrible mistake. Private Investigator says, yeah, that's my problem. I drink coffee too fast and upset my stomach. Yeah, I get that. Never give up. If I start singing the PewDiePie song, the Never Give Up PewDiePie song, I'll probably get copy struck too. But again, as if this stream isn't already going to get copy struck, but whatever. I'm used to it by now. I have copy pastas I use for disputes. I've yet to lose one that I actually contested. There's a couple I didn't contest. I'll just say from the outset, like, there's a couple of them that, a couple of the copy strikes I've gotten, one of them was for Mass Effect, and it was because it was fan-made. It was because it was from a mod. There was fan-made music in the mod that was copyrighted. And I actually looked into it because it's actually copyrighted by the writer of the writer-composer of the song. Unlike NieR, all of the soundtrack is the copyright is held, or at least enforced on YouTube by third parties, by irrelevant third parties who have nothing to do with the actual producers of the game. So it really just is people who are just predatory on YouTube abusing the copyright system for NieR. For some of the best game music there is. And I'm just like, really very not happy about that. Crap. I goofed it. I goofed it. Really? No, come on. But yeah, that's, I actually didn't contest the one that was, like, fan-made, because it's actually the composer, personally. Like, the fans who made the song are the ones who are, who want revenue from my stream, which is negligible, but whatever. So I just left that one. I don't want to mess with that, just because that's fine. They can have it. If they can make any money off my stream, I'll let them. Because again, I've greatly appreciated the mod. It was whoever made the the Expanded Galaxy mod put, I forget what the fan-made music was. I put a link to it in the description even of that episode. I think it was the last one in Mass Effect 3, or the close to the last one. Either the last or the second to last. And it was great. It was great. It was, because it's a fantastic mod, fantastic music, so I didn't want to short shaft them. Unlike the predatory monsters who copyright NieR music just because they know they can get revenue from doing so, even though they didn't actually contribute to it. There's a lot of predatory companies that do that on YouTube, by the way, if you're not aware and not terribly familiar with YouTube's copyright systems and how terribly they're often abused. It's a huge problem on YouTube. A lot of content creators I know of run into this problem really significantly. Even some of whom have like specific permission to use music from the artist. There are still third-party companies that will like pretend, basically they'll just lie to YouTube that they have the copyright so that they can get ad revenue from creators that use the music, which is just horrible. Like, I would ask, why would you do that? But I know why you would do that. You get money from it. It's an obvious answer. But still. Oh god, this hurts my thumbs, my finger. I'm having to switch fingers on the trigger button. Which is not actually the trigger, because I reconfigured it. But it's screwing with my muscle memory. Oh, jeez. It's this backplate button. I don't know how you can see this. I'm definitely not going to look at my camera. It's that. Oh, Jesus, no. Stop it, Squeenix. You bastards. No. Sometimes you just feel trapped. No, I'm not accepting defeat, Square Enix. Oh, alright, well, see you later, Private Investigator. Thanks for stopping by. I'm not leaving. I will defeat you, Square Enix. Yeah. Oh, jeez. No! What is this? No! Why? No, I'm not giving up. I will win. This is ridiculous. Oh my god, it starts me over at Square Enix. I hate this. I love this. And I hate this. Okay, we got him. Got him, boss. Oh, crap. No! Damn it! No. Do you think games are silly little things? No! Let's keep... No, I'm not gonna stop. Never give up. Ah! Jesus. I'm screwed. I lost it. There's no way. There's no way. Damn it, Squeenix. No. Hi, WizKid. You're just in time for me to fight the credits. In a very losing battle. No, really? An orange one got me? Ah, jeez. Because I wasn't paying attention. Oh, come on. No, no, no. No. Ah, no! Oh, no! Oh, this is so bad. Ah, Jesus. This is, I think, the last ending. This is E. This is E. This is ending E. Rescue offer received. Yes? Someone else comes and helps? Ooh, I have a friend! I have friends! I love friends! Oh my god, yes, this is amazing. Oh my god, this is incredible. Ow. Someone died. Oh, this is great! Oh my god. This is, like, weirdly almost my favorite part of the game. It is definitely the most satisfying part of the game. Purely because of the difficulty and overcoming the difficulty. Like, holy crap. Hey, whoever is in charge of that intellectual property division, I know I shot their names way too quickly, but you guys, you should really check on whoever is, like, trolling YouTube for, false copy striking your music, because that's evil. It's not right. Die, Squeenix. I mean, thank you, Squeenix, for this game, but, like, still, get shot. Get shot, loser. Ooh, okay. This is still a freaking challenge, even with this flood of lasers. It's nuts. Like, honestly, the hardest part of this is holding down the trigger button. No, it's not. No, it's not. The bullet hell is still really hard. That's a lie. Crap. No. No! I do half-heartedly apologize if I'm missing what you're saying. Ah, crap. No. Okay.
Everything that lives is designed to end. They are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. However, life is all about the struggle within this cycle. That is what we believe. Pod 153 to Pod 042. How is it going?
I am embarrassed.
Why is that?
I launched a suicide attack, and yet, here I am, still alive. I must look very silly.
Do not feel bad about it. We are alive, after all. And being alive is pretty much a constant stream of embarrassment.
That concept is a bit too abstract for me to understand at this time. I will save it in my list of things to analyze later.
Question, Pod 042. Did the data salvage restore all of their past memories?
Yes,
And are those recovered parts of the same design as previous ones?
yes.
Then, won't that simply lead us to the same conclusion as before?
I cannot deny the possibility. However, the possibility of a different future also exists. A future is not given to you. It is something you must take for yourself.
There's that Heideggerian throneness again. 100%. Absolutely. Hmm.
Pod 153 to player.
Oh,
Please
hi.
respond to this query. Do you, faithful player, have anything you would like to say to other players who are suffering because they cannot finish NieR Automata?
Yeah. I like that. What do we got? These are in no particular order. Yeah, so Wizkid says this is all real people sacrificing their save files for you. Yeah, which is what we're doing right now. I figured that was the case. Yeah, that's super cool. Also, he says, no, Squeenix can die. They're about as anti-consumer as a gaming company can be, unfortunately. No, there might be some that are worse. Like, is it really? Are they really worse than EA? Are they really? I don't know. Maybe. Rally says, congrats, you only got 9 people killed. Wizkid says, I wonder if they'll ever explore the other alternative endings for the original NieR game. This is so neat. Video games is hell. Yeah, absolutely. Um, um, let's see. To put your back into it, you little blankety blank. Yeah, I like this. Okay, I dig it. I dig it. Wizkid says they refuse to acknowledge more Chrono Trigger games. They can burn. That is actually true. I hadn't really thought of that. I was never a big Chrono Trigger fan, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, true. Glory to mankind. Yeah. All right.
Pod 042 to player. Please respond to this query.
Okay.
You, faithful player of this title,
Okay.
have lost your life multiple times to make it this far. You
Metaphorically
have faced
speaking.
crushing hardship and suffered greatly for it.
You could say that.
Do
My
you
finger
have
hurts.
any interest in helping the weak?
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah. My little hacking triangle is going to totally help other people and add it to the list. For
Selecting
sure.
This option enables you to save someone somewhere in the world. However, in exchange, you will lose all of your save data. Do you still wish to rescue someone, a total stranger, in spite of this?
Let's do it. Let's make this permanent. Okay, so hold on. Before we hit yes and just game is kill. So this is the cherry on top. thematically even, right? Because for most of this game, most of this stream, I've been talking about Memento Mori, about the importance that death gives to life, especially when we were interacting with Adam and with Eve, Adam especially, right? And to give meaning to one's life through its finitude, through its ending, is it's a deeply meaningful thing, but it's also a deeply Christian thing in particular, right? No greater love hath any man than to give his life for his friends or give his life for his brothers, right? All of that. And then winning, victory through defeat in victory, the end, giving meaning to what comes before it, and all that cool stuff. You know, I love it. It's all of this wraps up very, very nicely together with a big old bow and makes the whole game all that much more meaningful. Yeah, I love it. All right, yes,
The
absolutely.
person you save will be selected at random. As a result, this person, who cries out for help even as we speak, may be someone you intensely dislike. Do
Okay.
you still wish to help?
Yeah, still a person. This also like brings up the difference between disliking and hating someone. Disliking somebody is emotional, it's reactive, it is a distaste, a preference for not being around somebody or not interacting with somebody. Right? Hatred, right? Hatred is to wish harm to someone, right? Or to wish someone not good, right? That to not wish someone's good. It's the inverse of love in this sense. Love being to wish the good to will the good for another person. So again, yeah, Wizkid says, in a lot of ways, it's the ultimate expression of Christian love and devotion. It's fascinating how deeply Christian a piece of media can be without even realizing it. 100%. Okay, so I'm going to put, if you haven't seen these, what's wrong with you, first of all? One of them is literally my most viewed video on this channel by a factor of 10. Not exaggerating at all. I think it's 10, might be 5. But it's the one on Christus Victor. It was the video that I did as part of the One Marvelous Scene thing right before the release of Avengers Endgame, where I was talking about the first Thor movie and the deep Christian symbolism you find in there, which is just surprising. Just deeply, deeply surprising. You don't expect to see it there, especially given that it was almost certainly unintentional. Our view, our cultural view today in the modern West is so deeply shaped by Christianity that we don't even see it. Right? We see the hero as the one who has victory through weakness, who wins by being defeated. Right? We see the hero. Think heroic archetypes. You've got so many people who follow this pattern. Right? You got Thor, who in the first Thor movie at least, where the way he wins is by allowing Loki through the guise of the Destroyer to kill him, to effectively kill him. And that's what gives him his power back and allows him to win. Right? It's allowing himself to be utterly defeated. In a sacrificial move to save his friends, to save this planet that he has no reason to care about, Midgard. Right? All this. Right? And in a sense, as an apology to his brother Loki. That too. So there's that. The other go-to examples that I've used in another talk, which I'll also link if you haven't seen it, I, again, highly recommend it. It was part of a conference on religious studies conference from a few years ago. Other examples of this, really clear examples, in the MCU, we have Doctor Strange, who does the same thing. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. He over and over and over and over again goes to get himself killed, and by going to allow himself to be defeated over and over eternally, he wins. Captain America, I can do this all day. His go-to strategy in a fight with somebody really strong is to let them punch him until they can't punch him anymore. But outside that, you even have conventional heroes, like archetypal heroes. Luke Skywalker. How does he defeat the Emperor? He allows himself to be defeated. He throws his weapon away. I'm a Jedi like my father before me, and then the Emperor just tries to kill him. And then through that sacrificial act, his father comes in and is brought back, is redeemed, and we thought killed the Emperor. Anyway, let's setting aside the sequels. Please, let's set aside the sequels. Anyway, Um, I lost my train of thought because I thought about the sequel trilogy. Give me a minute. Uh, the other example I go to example. This example came from a student of mine who was in the audience of this talk, who just kind of brought it up as a suggestion. Was Harry Potter? How does he defeat Voldemort? By allowing Voldemort to kill him. He has to let Voldemort kill him in order for him to actually become victorious. And then, of course, he doesn't even defeat Voldemort by Avada Kedavra. He doesn't use the killing curse. He disarms him, as Christ disarmed death, going into death and becoming death so that he can return and disarm death. Death, where's your sting? It's all there. None of it's intentional. It's just the hero. And it's the hero that, this is especially ironic because my go-to example for this is Thor. That Thor, the actual Norse god of thunder from the Eddas, this would be so absolutely alien to the character and methods of Thor as understood by pagan mythology. This is not the hero of pagan myth. This is the distinctively Christian hero, and it's our culturally, post-Christian culturally, default view of what the hero is, and it's the Christian story, 100% all the way through. It's just Christ, all of it, because of course it is, because that's who we are, and it's real. So there's my spiel. There's my shtick. There's my other word that isn't supposed to start with an sh, but I make start with an sh. But that thing. There it is. Right. So yeah, like I said, I'll put both of those videos in the description in case you haven't seen either of them. I recommend watching both. You can also, there's a link in one of them to the whole conference, which was actually really good. I had the whole thing recorded. It's up there, so it's worth watching. There was a lot of really cool stuff about memes, a long talk, really interesting, in-depth talk about The Exorcist, the film The Exorcist, and its exemplification, the exemplification of the shift away from Christian cultural assumptions in media by our shift away from the religious to the psychological, but still the religious being there innately, always, everywhere. So again, all good talks, really cool. Check it out. It's on the channel. Anyway, let's do this.
You worked so hard to unlock debug mode and chapter select.
I didn't even try it.
But they will no longer be available to you.
Aww.
Do you still wish to help?
Yeah.
You may not receive thanks for your efforts. Some may say that your efforts are purely for show. Do you still wish to help?
I mean, to be fair, I'm showing you guys. Most people, though, not really. Like, realistically, all the people who helped me, all those names that you saw die, all them, it wasn't for show for them. Couldn't have been. Unless they were also streamers, which, I mean, it seems an astronomically small possibility that all of them were.
And you are truly, truly sure about this? Very well. In exchange for all of your data, I will convey your will to this world.
All right. Cool. It all goes away. For a second there, I was just looking at that. For a second there, I was concerned about maybe I was using up too many recovery items in the last few fights, just spamming them. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. I was not overusing them at all. I had plenty. Plenty. This is one of those games that is very gamey and knows it's a game, like you've said over and over. Very much in line with the with like Metal Gear Solid 1 and even 2.
Say goodbye. I feel a slight amount of sadness.
Undertale-ish to something more contemporary.
It is time for the final words.
Affirmative.
To all of you who spent time with this game,
Thank you.
Thank you for playing.
Neat. Yeah, Erica says it reminds me of Undertale being so meta. Yeah, that one too. That one too. Save complete. Unsave, I suppose. Let's see. Press any button. The screen is different though. So it saved something. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. That is all she wrote. That's the game. Let me blow up my face a little bit. Howdy, friends. I'm back. There we go. There, I'm appropriately sized now. Howdy. All right. Anyway, so that was NieR Automata. That was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy that. There were a ton of really interesting themes in there that I really did like. Overall thoughts, I will also say something that I've maybe mentioned before as we've been on the way through this game, right? That it's... Oh, should have hit new game. Oh, well, it's fine. Rally can fill me in what happens. I'm off center. This is going to bug me. All right. Anyway, so I was saying, right, that part of I was saying all along, and I still kind of stand by this, that it really wears its philosophical themes on its sleeve. This is not a terribly subtle game. I've heard a lot of reviewers, people say things like, this is the most philosophical game ever made, even, or this is an incredibly philosophical game. And it is. Don't get me wrong, it really is. I don't know if it's more deeply philosophical than some of the other games we've played, than say Red Dead or Mass Effect, Dragon Age, or whatever. Right? A lot of story-driven RPGs are deeply, deeply philosophical. It's just that it's not in your face, right? It's not obvious. You have to really think it through in order to really figure out what is so philosophical about it. What are the themes and what are the points that they're trying to make and all that. Right? Whereas NieR was right out there, like as obvious as, there were NPCs named after major well-known philosophers, Pascal, Sartre, John Paul, whatever, it was Sartre, and Marx, Engels, all that, right? So it's right there on the sleeve. The themes are there for you to see exactly what they are, and that makes them really, really clear. Right? So it's maybe not the most philosophical game ever, but it might be one of the most explicitly philosophical games ever. And there's something that I really, really like about that philosophy is being treated relatively seriously here. Now, to be fair, it's a philosophy, it's a school of thought. I hate the term a philosophy. I hate applying the indefinite article to things like philosophy, but whatever. It's a school of thought that most of it is a school of thought that I don't love so much, which is existentialism. Existentialism is by far the most influential school of thought that went into this game from what I'm looking at, from what I'm seeing. And to be perfectly frank, it's one of the least interesting schools of thought to the modern mind, because it's, like I've said before, it's kind of the default view now, right? In our society, existentialism is kind of just what we are. Most of us are by default existentialists until we start thinking really hard about stuff. So that part is less interesting. The philosophy that informs it. The method of analysis throughout this game has been really, really cool. I have really enjoyed it, as you guys have been seeing, right? And I like where this is going. Right? And what I mean by that, right, is I like where this is going, where we can have games that actively engage with philosophical literature and big ideas like this in a way that's actually well done, from a narrative perspective, from a story perspective, from a character perspective, from a gameplay perspective, especially, because a lot of games that engage in big ideas, they do so by sacrificing the narrative or by sacrificing gameplay. And maybe, just maybe, to be a philosophically sophisticated and complex and interesting game, you have to have bullet hells. because the other big example of this is Undertale, that at least springs to my mind, right? But at the same time, right, I think this did a better job than most explicitly big idea type of games. I think it did a really good job of it, story-wise. And the structure of it, too, right? The structure fit the theme, right? And the atypical narrative structure, the non-linear narrative structure, and then also the bouncing between characters, it gives you a sense of thrownness, like we've been talking about earlier, that really fits with the philosophical themes of existentialism and existential phenomenology, or phenomenological existentialism, whichever Heidegger calls it. Right? Those themes are really, really in the forefront, just because, because they're just sort of there, they're explicitly stated, but then also because they're sort of instantiated in the actual gameplay and narrative structure in a really cool way. So WizKid says, I love how instead of OP New Game Plus, we're just in a perpetual cycle of this. In presentation, it reminds me most of Metal Gear Solid 3, but in subject matter, it's a bit of a blend of the original trilogy. Eric says, well, if you want, you can bring in Michael. Yeah, if you want to bring him in, you can. He can definitely say hi as we're wrapping up. Sorry, I didn't get to you on that. WizKid says, sorry, I missed most of it when I was so hyped. The video on demand is up and will stay up on the channel. It'll be a whole big complete playlist, so by all means, check it out. I may do a follow-up wrap-up video at some point, where I kind of go into like what all of the themes are and all things like that, and I'll go into it more because again, like I said, a lot of people have talked about how deeply philosophical this series is and a lot of the themes about it and discussed it extensively. I can go get Michael. Well, okay. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back, and then I'll discuss this. Just give me 1 second. Here, look at Hawk for a minute, because we're going to get back to Dragon Age on Thursday. Oh, hey. There you go. Back in a moment. All right, buddy, do you want to say hi? Let me turn my camera back on. No, wait. There. No? What's wrong, buddy? Look, it's you. It's you. You've gotten taller since the last time you've been on my stream. Yeah, you see yourself. Anyway, here's my dude. Here's little Michael. Michael says hi, and then he falls over. Anyway. Wiggle, wiggle. So yeah, WizKid says it's really accessible to people who might not know a lot about philosophy, but want to at least or at least are capable of making abstract thought. It succeeds at being both a game and a glimpse into philosophy. Yes, absolutely. This is whoa. In terms of engaging with philosophy, this is very introductory. Right. And I don't mean that as a criticism at all, really. I absolutely mean that complimentarily. That it definitely is a good introduction to philosophically sophisticated media. I cannot believe how enthralled he is by his own big old mug on the screen. But there he is. He's also trying to stand on my desk, so I guess I'll let him. Go ahead, big chunky legs. They can't even see you if you're up there. Yeah, whatever. You can make noise all you want. Oh yes, ludonarrative resonance about the connection between the philosophical themes and school of thought and the actual narrative structure and all that. He has teeth now, by the way, in case you saw those. So there you go. This is BB. This is small McCoy. He makes funny noises. There you are. Hi. This is small McCoy. He makes noises. This is Michael. He's very animated. He is very awake for 11:45, but he usually is. He stays up later than I do sometimes, which is really something, because I don't do a lot of sleeping being a graduate student. Oh, you don't want to sit? He doesn't want to sit. He doesn't want to sit. He wants my rubbing alcohol. You can't have it. Anyway, here's been my dude. Here's been me. Thank you all so much for joining me for this series. Like I have said, my next project up, my next streaming series is going to be Far Cry 5, and that'll start next Monday apparently. We're going to be starting Far Cry 5 next Monday. I'm going to make sure it's all downloaded and all ready and stuff, so hopefully this time. Then we are still going to be continuing the Dragon Age series with Dragon Age 2 on Thursdays. I am still generally working on that Loki video, so that's my actual next regular posted and edited video project up next, which is sophisticated, and I'm dreading getting most of the work that I know I need to get done on it, so I will get to that. But that is forthcoming. He has learned to plug his ears recently, and that it makes sounds sound different when he plugs his ears. So that's been his new game over the last few days. His sister taught him. His big sister taught him. Anyway, so that is all I've got for tonight. That is all I've got for this series for NieR Automata. Like I said, I said I was going to think about coming back to the series to just kind of dick around and play in the save files, but what save files? I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. I did not know that was kind of the ending for it, which is very cool. Very, very cool. I really like it. And I'm fine with it. I'm fine with leaving it here, Wizkid says, that'll be fun. I'm pretty sure a certain long-form YouTuber is making a vid on Far Cry 5 sometime soon as well. I assume you're talking about Noah Caldwell-Gervais, and oh my, do I not look forward to what he has to say about Far Cry, because I'm just gonna wildly assume that he's gonna take the ideology presented by the game and go whole hog into it, that the antagonists of the game are the super very bad guys, because they're religious and they're backwoodsy. All of the things that make me just love them as a faction. But anyway, wiggle biggle. He's also probably going to be criticizing people like me in particular who do think that the villain faction, that the Eden's Garden, whatever, that they're actually pretty based. Anyway, this guy is going absolutely crazy, as you can hear and see. So I think I'm gonna call it there, and I'm gonna go before he eats my headphones. So thank you all once again for joining me for the stream, for the series, for all of this, and I hope to see you next time. Like I said, we'll be back on Thursday, continuing Dragon Age with... Jeez, careful. Continuing Dragon Age with Dragon Age 2, and then into Inquisition eventually. And then we'll be back next Monday with Far Cry 5. Oh, he's upset. I'm sorry, buddy. All right. Listen, WizKid, there are plenty of video essayists on YouTube that do far longer than 7-hour videos, and I like them much better. You might know who I'm talking about. Anyway, That's all I've got for tonight. Like I said, thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for continuing to watch, continuing to support the channel. Check out this right where Michael's mouth is, ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. If you want to donate and send me a message, check it out. They don't take a portion like YouTube Super Chat does. So there you go. Anyway, once again, thank you all so much. Good night, and I will see you next time. Say bye. Oh, you're getting grouchy. All right. Good night, everybody.